top 5 unique post offices of the world. In the age of instant messaging and video calls, a handwritten letter or a simple postcard may be a unique gesture for many. From sending a simple letter to a postcard from your vacation destination to your loved ones who live far away has its own nuances. So, a post office and its services are still important in this modern era also. A post office can be found in middle of a metropolitan city and also in some of the remotest locations. This World Post Day, let's have a look on top 5 unique post offices in the world situated in some unusual places. First, floating post office, Kashmir. Dal Lake of Kashmir. There are floating vegetable markets, floating flower markets, floating houses, so a floating post office should not be a surprise. The 200 years old post office of Srinagar is iconic in every sense. It was earlier called Nehru Park Post Office until 2011. It was inaugurated by Umar Abdullah, the then Chief Minister of State Jammu and Kashmir, along with Sachin Pilot, Minister of State for Communications and IT. It is claimed to be the only one such post office in the world. It is built on an intricately carved maroon houseboat fastened on the western edge of the Dal Lake, and it lets you avail of all the regular postal services available in the country while being afloat. Second, the underwater post office, Vanuatu. The Vanuatu's underwater post office, located amidst vibrant coral reefs and marine life, it is one of the very few post offices in the world that is located underwater. To access this unique postal service, you can either snorkel or scuba dive. To the mailbox, which is made up of steel, especially designed to withstand water pressure. Mail is kept in a waterproof container and the stamp is made with special waterproof ink. You can mail letters, postcards and even waterproof parcels, which are collected by divers and transported for delivery. Third, Hikkim Post Office, Himachal Pradesh. In Indian northern state Himachal Pradesh, there is an area called Spiti Valley, which is extremely beautiful but incredibly remote, and in fact one of the most sparsely populated in all of India. But even here in a small village of Hikkim, there is one building that you may find familiar, and that is the world's highest post office. This post office is in Hikkim village, nestled amongst the Himalayas. It is at a height of 4,440 meters. It is open 12 months a year, every day from 10 to 4, and it is a part of Adventure Home, so the commute is pretty easy. There are about 32 or 33 houses here, and this post office is made for them. There is no mobile coverage or internet here, so postal services are important here. Apart from distributing letters, the post office also handles passports and all the money deposits and withdrawals. There are more than 1,000 letters posted in a day from here during the summers. Fourth is the Penguin Post Office, Antarctica. Welcome to Port Locroix, Antarctica's most popular destination. Here you can find some famous penguins and see a little piece of British history. The Penguin Post Office and Museum is the main attraction of Port Locroix. Situated in a natural harbour on the Antarctic Peninsula of the British Antarctic Territory, Port Locroix Post Office and Museum is operated by the United Kingdom Antarctic Heritage Trust. Port Locroix was originally discovered in 1903 by a French Antarctic expedition. The port was named Port Lacroix after Edward Lacroix, who helped finance the expedition. Over the years, Port Lacroix found use as an anchorage by whalers and in 1944 became British Base A, the first of the more than 20 eventual British bases established in Antarctica. After the close of World War II, it functioned as a civilian research outpost and was eventually shut down in 1962. The Lacroix weather station recorded the barometric pressure and temperature throughout the year. This was one of the most vital pieces of equipment in the station. The base sat abandoned until a British team renovated the historical site and opened it as a monument and museum in 1996. This base is now restored as a historic site which has a gift shop and the only public post office on the Antarctic Peninsula. The Port Lacroix Post Office and Museum are operated by the United Kingdom Antarctic Heritage Trust, and the proceeds from the small souvenir shop fund the upkeep of the site and other historic sites and monuments in Antarctica. Fifth one is Hulehua Post Office, Hawaii. Of the 5 post offices in Molokai, the Hulehua Post Office stands out from the rest, and that's not because of its size, that's because of the special nutty program that even has a catchy name, Post a Nut. The postmistress Margaret Leary created Post a Nut program in 1991. The post office is located close to the island's airport and gets a lot of business from tourists who make a beeline there to decorate coconuts with their own artwork and messages and mail them off as postcards. The costs vary according to weight and where it's being mailed to. The post office provides permanent markers for the art and people gets very creative. The craze isn't just for visitors. Locals are into it too. The Hulehua Post Office mails more than 3,000 post a nut a year and they go all over the world. Only New Zealand and Australia don't accept them.